No, we're with Cory K. He's a filmmaker, actor, and we've had him on Outland Filmmakers, our podcast before, and he's sitting here with us now to talk about filmmaking.
Well, and Cory has a unique perspective.
He does.
What is it like being a filmmaker?
Well, as you can probably see by my attire here, it can send you to the mountains or in the woods or the forest or the
And
jungle.
you just came from the mountains.
And I'm still dressed for it.
Hence
so,
the
yeah.
mountain man look, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to be a filmmaker, remember, it's adventurous, and you dress like this.
Yeah. Okay.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you look more like a sailor, dressed like that. It's like you just came from working on the docks.
Yeah, no,
bit.
but I will say that filmmaking in general is something that I never traveled much growing up outside of maybe like Florida. Went to Florida once, I think. And then I became an actor, and suddenly on my first project I saw, I don't know what the exact percentage is, but about half of the U.S., I mean, at least on the east and all the way south on my first project. So all of a sudden I was traveling, and now I've been international to
You're literally traveling to the other side of the world.
different continents and things like that. So that's something that, I mean, it's helped me see the world for sure.
Right on. Well, I mean, what is it like to make a career, build a career, and is it valuable to have arts organizations like a film organization around just to help you out or talk to, or would it be for other filmmakers maybe?
Yes, definitely. I will say that 100%. And the reason I say that is because when I first started, when I first had my acting, we used to call it a pipe dream. I don't call it a pipe dream anymore, but at that time, there was hardly anything around in the area that I could work on. I mean, there might be like some short films or student films here and there maybe. Outside of that, anytime I was working, like being paid in filmmaking, it was somewhere else. So I'd have to travel for everything. I just mentioned it was nice to travel, and it is, but at the same time, sometimes it'd be nice to work closer to home also. So if the film scene expanded, especially for people starting out, it would definitely be a big help, and is a big
Get the
help.
experience here, make things here, learn things here.
Definitely, yeah.
Now we've talked to filmmakers, we've talked to people who like filmmaking, members of the public. So they find filmmaking and being more involved with filmmaking as an enjoyable pursuit, a hobby. Some enthusiasts actually become producers, get professional and serious about it. So we kind of know what those people like. What do filmmakers need and like? How would they like the public to become involved with filmmaking?
If you want to get into filmmaking, you got to have people around that you can trust. Like if you're producing a film, or you want to get involved, it's just a lot of being reliable and in taking your job very seriously, and whatever that is. One little thing goes wrong, right? There's bad audio, the whole project. So however many people, whether it's a skeleton crew or a big massive crew, one little thing can really hurt the project. So you got to have people, and especially if you're making the film and you're trying to look into each one of the little things, whether it's focus, whether it's sound, it could be the boom of the sound, whatever it is, continuity, whatever it is. One little thing can mess up the project.
So the filmmakers need a high degree of professionalism.
Yes.
And
for
so
sure.
people need to be trained, brought up to professional levels or standards, of how they work, and then they're okay to work in the industry. And that's part of what we're trying to do, is educate more people through intensive workshops and other means to produce more people who can support filmmakers. Right.
But and the way to look at it is, for me, is it's not like, it shouldn't be a worry or a nervous, like, oh, I don't want to get into filmmaking because I don't want to ruin somebody's project. No, it's like, you're important. That's the way
Yes.
I look at it. You're very
There's
important.
a lot of ways to learn on this movie set. You don't have to be the end all, know everything when you first start.
Right.
I mean, just having somebody there to literally hold a reflector can make a big difference on a set, or just somebody to check the audio cards, or like you said, continuity. Watch the scene, make sure it's the same from take to take. I mean, these are all jobs that don't take a high degree of difficulty, but they're important.
They're all critical.
Yeah, they're all critical.
But we do need more trained people. A larger film industry. And that's going to take some time to build, to train more filmmakers, more people in the different trades. And just so folks will know who are watching, and you look at the credits at the end of a movie, there's a lot of people involved in making a movie, right?
several hundred.
I mean,
typically.
beyond the director and producer, there's everyone in electric and everyone in grip and
Well, I'm kind of
everyone.
curious because you work on independent. Is that like typically what 15, 20, 30 people on a set?
The term skeleton crew gets thrown around a lot, I've noticed. So skeleton crew, when I hear that,
Yes, I think you threw it around a little bit.
yeah. But what I mean, the definition of that gets thrown around as far as I've seen crews of like 8 to 10 people where people were wearing 3, 4, 5 hats. And
That
that
sounds
can
like a skeleton crew.
that can
Yeah,
be tough,
for
but I've
sure.
also heard of a skeleton crew of 30 to 35 people being
I could also see
skeleton.
that being depending on what you're doing too.
So,
You're doing a lot of
yeah,
special
sure.
effects, or you're doing a lot of
Right.
costuming, or you're doing feeding a lot of people. People don't think about craft services enough. I don't think.
That's the whole thing.
Try to feed 70 people 3 times a day on a set. Man, that gets intense.
Right. So I've done that, and then I'll go and do TV, and it's like a very quick moving, well-oiled machine, I guess you could say. A lot of times where there's a lot more crew,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's almost like there's not much sacrificing time for greatness, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, we got the scene, we got what we need, move on. Whereas like independent filmmaking, a lot of time is more about like, okay, is it perfect? Did we get it exactly the way we did? Okay, let's see if we can get it better. Let's see if we can get it better.
Well, I think that it's amazing what you've done so far, being so, outside of Los Angeles. It seems like you're making a career out of it. Are there any tips you would provide to other independent filmmakers and other areas, outlands like ours?
Yeah, I would say stay after it, whether you're an actor or a crew or whatever it is. You see some films needing positions or you need a job and you put in for it, you don't get it, just, go to the next one and just keep trying that until you get it. Just kind of make it a numbers game and, get that work. And then once you get the first one, or if you've already had your first one, the second, third one, it tends to come a little bit easier after that. So if you can just get going, you can definitely make a career out of it, I believe.
And that's good advice.
Yeah.
And how do you level up? How does someone level up like you're leveling up right now? Because you're at the verge of a major step, from what I hear.
Yeah, I never saw myself. I never planned to do this full time. It was never like I didn't set a goal. It just happened. So the last, 7 years. I don't know if I'm going on 7 or 8 years. It just kind of. I look at it as an unconventional way of doing it full time, to where it's just what I've been doing around that time, and I just found ways to keep doing it because it's what I like to do, and as long as I can continue doing it, I'm happy and I'm good pursuing it. So it wasn't like a matter of leveling up for me, in my head at least, but I just found ways to keep doing it, and the more I got, sometimes bigger opportunities and bigger projects and things like that came along after.
Wow. Amazing. Oh, there you have it. It's from a filmmaker, directly from the horse's mouth. What it's like to work as a filmmaker, how to build a career, the steps you might take. I find these sorts of talks inspirational. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you both.
You bet.